Hi everyone, so it's the first video and today we are going to be discussing about the breadboard and its connections. So right here, as you can see, the breadboard. Okay, so this is the main part where you actually build your own circuit, and we have this labeling here. I don't know if it's visible. Yes, it says A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So these are labeled as this, and then you can see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and so on. And when it comes to 60, you can see the same goes for here. And basically, it's labeled like this to help you when you are building a circuit on the breadboard with the help of the schematics. So this right here, you can see these 5 columns are internally connected. These 5 columns, like this, 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 and this one. And then same goes for this one on the right side. As you can see, these 5 are connected. And then these 5 are connected, and these 5 are connected. Same goes for these rails. Now this part and this part is called power bus, power rails or buses. And let me show you how it's connected from the back. And you can see here, this whole main part has the power. Here these 5 are connected, and then another these 5 are connected, then this 5 are connected, and so on. Okay, so if you are plugging in a wire over here, and then you also plug in a wire over here, so you would have a problem because, as I said, the first 5 are connected and then the other 5 are connected. So you basically have to connect this with this so that the power runs in the whole rail. Now let's see the connections from the back side of the breadboard. And like I said, oh my god, this just came out. Put it back. Okay, now you can have a close look at it. You can see these are clips, right? And these 5, you can see from here, these 5 are internally connected. Same goes for here. When you look at this closely, here it's a break because these 5 are connected, and then another these 5 are connected. You can see this 5 are connected, then this 5 are connected. So now you know how all the connections are from the back. Now let's make a series and a parallel circuit on this using LED light bulbs, a resistor and a battery, and I'm going to add a button. Okay, so now if you talk about the series connection, in the series connection, the components or the resistors or any component is connected end to end like this. This is R1, this would be R2, this would be R3. This right here is the series connection. Whereas in the parallel connection, all of the components are connected to the same power rail or the bus. They have the same common terminal. So right here I can say this is positive, and I can say this right here is negative, whereas I can say this is positive and this is negative. You can see that these are connected end to end, whereas these are connected to the same battery terminal. Okay, let this be the R1, this is R2, this is R3. Now we're going to make this connection on the breadboard using LED light bulbs right here. So let's start. Now like I said, these 5 are internally connected, so you cannot put it like this. You cannot do it in the same. This would burst out the bulb. You can see this is a wrong way to do it, and the correct way would be to do it like this. Okay, so now I'm going to put in another, and now you can see these 5 are connected internally right here. You can look at it, these 5 are internally connected. So I'm just gonna put in the bulb in the same row where I put in the last one. Then I'm gonna put in another bulb, and now this is what we would call a series connection because the bulbs are connected end to end. Now let's power up the bulbs with the help of the battery. This is supposed to be the negative terminal, and this is supposed to be the positive terminal. It's hard to put in. Okay, so I'm gonna use the stepler pins right here. I'm gonna put this in like this, and I'm gonna put another one. Let's change this like this. Now if you take a closer look at it, it's a series connection. Okay, it's connected end to end, and then they are connected with the power rails. Basically I would use the outer one for the positive and the inner one for negative. So I'm just going to plug in the battery now in the negative. Okay, so now you can take a look at it. Have a close look. This is how you make a series connection on the breadboard. Now we are going to start with the parallel connection. So I'm going to disconnect the battery. And now in the parallel connection, like I said before, all of the three components would share the same terminal, battery terminal. So I need to plug in the bulbs like this. Okay, so I plugged in the bulb. Now I'm going to connect the positive with the positive rail. Now I'm going to connect this one with the inner rail. Okay, so because it's a parallel connection, you need to have the same terminals. I'm going to plug in this right here. And then the other bulb, this right here. Okay, let's have a close look. You can see all of them are in the same row. They share the same power terminal. Now I'm going to plug in the battery. Okay, so like I said, the inner rail goes for the negative, so I'm going to put it in the negative. And the outer rail is in the positive. Let's plug in. Now you can take a look at it. It's working perfectly fine.